Hey business students, if you're new to the channel, welcome and thanks for coming over. And if you're returning, welcome back. This video will give you information on how to answer a 9-mark GCSE business justify question. There are 2 9-mark justify questions found in each paper, which represents 18 marks out of the 90 marks per paper. So it's well worth gaining a good understanding of the justify question. This video, amongst other things, will show you a 9-mark question and an answer. And towards the end of the video, I will share a tip with you from the examiners. I'd like to encourage you to like, share and subscribe. This will help the video circulate to other GCSE business students. These videos might also be of importance to you. I'll put the link to them in the description box. For the 9-marker, you are given 2 options. Here are some examples. It could be to increase prices or to increase promotion, to increase wages or purchase new machinery, or to use trade credit or a loan. You will need to justify which option is best suited for the business. There is more than one way that you can answer a 9-mark justify question, but this video will take you through a straightforward way that you can easily answer the question and get those 9 marks. The justify question is marked in the same way as the 6-mark analyze question, but an additional judgment is now also made for evaluation, or AO3B. The justify questions are found in section B and C on your papers. You must have 5 linked developed strands. These connectives will help you to include these strands, and your strands must be in context, as there'll be case studies in section B and C. You do not need to consider both options. So you're given option 1 and 2. You do not need to consider both options. I will show you an example a little later on. To incorporate your evaluation, you should use words such as on the other hand and however to show that you're bringing in a disadvantage or that you're showing an alternative viewpoint. You must make a judgment at the end, which amongst other things would state which option is most important. You could, in this final judgment, state why you have not chosen the other option. You'll be assessed on the following assessment objectives. AO2, 3 marks. You need to apply your answer to the case study. You need to show detailed application of knowledge and understanding of business concepts. This should be shown throughout. Then there's AO3A, and that's your chains of analysis. You need to have the 5 linked strands. For AO3B, you need to make a judgment. So you need to actually decide what option is going to be chosen, but you also need to include evaluation. Conclusions are very important when answering justify questions, as they can consolidate analysis and make justifications that allow evaluation to be shown. When writing your conclusion, you could apply the following acronym, AJIM. A is for answering the question, making a decision. The J is for justifying, so you need to justify your decision, so ensure you back it up. The I is for it depends on. You should ensure that you include a it depends on or depends on. Examiners are looking for this. M, the most important factor. What is the most important factor? And you might also want to include a reason for rejecting the other option. Let's take a look at a 9-mark example. The question reads as follows. Fender is considering 2 options to increase its profitability. Option 1, increase advertising, or option 2, increase prices. Justify which one, and it is often typed in bold, which one of these options Fender should choose. So you can pause the video here and you can take a read of the case study. So we will be considering one option, and the option we're going to consider is increase advertising. You might choose another option, it's entirely up to you, but for the sake of this video, we're going to choose option 1. I will also underline the 5 linked strands. Fender should choose option 1. So straight away, getting to the point, choose an option. One reason for Fender to increase advertising is that it would improve the awareness of the musical instruments they sell, some of which are manufactured using the finest raw materials. This means that the instruments would be widely seen by the intended target market, such as popular musicians. This would lead to increased sales of the musical instruments, some of which are charged at as much as £10,000. Therefore, if they attract more customers, Fender will have increased revenue. So you can already see that we've got 3 linked strands, so we will continue and include the other 2. And also there's been a good degree of application to the case study with reference to £10,000 and musical instruments, etc. Let's continue on to the second paragraph. On the other hand, increasing advertising of some of the finest instruments in the world would be costly to Fender. This means that Fender would need to ensure they're generating sufficient revenue from the sales of the instruments consistently in order to cover the additional costs of advertising. Moreover, Fender would need to ensure that the advertising they are undertaking is of high quality, which will be of an additional cost, in order to attract the customers that are willing to pay the high prices for the guitars. Now onto our final paragraph. Do not forget to apply the acronym AJIM. So you've got to answer the question, justify it, it depends on, and most importantly, so you need to apply that. I will underline it depends on and most importantly in the paragraph as well. Here we go. Overall, increasing advertising of their musical instruments is the most suitable option for Fender, as it would help them stand out from their rivals and help them attract the right market. However, this depends on the choice of advertising that Fender use and the effectiveness of this in order to reach their target market. Most importantly, increasing advertising may help Fender reach their goal of increasing profitability, as awareness would be increased. Option 2, increasing prices, may not be a suitable option for Fender, as they already charge high prices, and demand for the instruments would decrease if the economy were to fall into a recession. Top tip: justify questions do not require the consideration of both options. You do not have to evaluate both options. As you saw, we evaluated one, chose one option, we evaluated it, and mentioned in the conclusion why we didn't choose the other, and that is perfectly fine. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck with your studies.